Welcome to the channel. Thanks for watching, and if you're new to this channel, hopefully I can earn your subscription today. Hopefully you like the content, and today we're going to be cleaning up and replacing the bearings in this Lone Star dual bearing carrier for my 400EX. We're going to start by pulling out the old seals. So next step is to move away the little collar in here and pound out the bearings. This is going to be the tricky part, so it'll probably take a while, so stay with me. There she is. Here's the little sleeve that goes around the axle. Some nasty looking grease on there, so this will take quite a bit of cleaning up, but it'll be way better than the stock bearing carrier I have in there right now, so yeah, it's gonna be good. Not quite sure if the bearing's coming out, so I wiped the very edge there to see if it was pushing up grease. It would make a little ring around there, so that's what I'm gonna tell. Well, I'm not seeing anything there after some pretty good hits, so I'm gonna have to think of something else to use. Alright, so after a little bit of thinking, I figured that I could put the hammer right here as a to hold the punch, and I could just hammer like that, because I put it on the video, but one of those swings I got a pretty good hit on my fingers, already a blood blister showing there, so maybe I'll be able to hit a little bit harder and not be so timid if I know I'm not gonna smash my finger a good one, so I'll give that one a shot. Alrighty, so a little update. The bearings come out about, I don't know, around 1/4 to 1/2 centimeter. So this seems to be working, so I'll keep on doing it. Alright, so I moved our little work area to the floor here to get less bounce from the table, so it'll be more of a sharp impact. The floor won't really soak, or the floor will soak up more, so we'll be able to hit the bearing harder. So I'll be doing that, try to get the bearing out. There it went, finally. I had to put it in the vise for a little bit, just so, because it was going flush in the board here. So I put it in the vise so I could pound it out, and pound it out a little bit more, and then just finish it off down here so the camera could see it, but that was a little bit harder than I expected it to be. Alrighty, I have a bit of a mess to clean up here, but it's all part of the fun. I'm gonna first just wipe it down with a rag, get all the big globs of grease off here, and then I'm gonna hit it with some degreaser to get some of the sticky little parts. Alright, got all the big chunks of grease off. Put some degreaser on it now. Alright, so just let these sit for a few minutes. You can already see the grease is already kind of getting eaten away and dissolved, so just give these a wipe down. Quite a bit of corrosion on the bottom here. I don't really want to spread, so I'm gonna have to Scotch-Brite it. think it's mostly degreased with a little bit more in there. I think I'm gonna have to dig out with a little, sort of like a dentist pick tool. That usually works pretty good. And I have an ultrasonic cleaner tank. I think I'm gonna try out that on here too. Alright, this is a little tool I was talking about. You can also use it for removing slag on welds. And it's actually pretty handy, so I'm just gonna go like this and get all the little sticky bits of grease out of there. Alright, that's cleaned up pretty good. I'm gonna figure out how to get the right setting on the ultrasonic cleaner to best get all the grime and corrosion out of this that the little pick and the Scotch-Brite and rag couldn't get. Alrighty, here's my cleaner. Hoping this will do the trick. I already got some hot water in here, so it won't take as long to heat up. I'm kind of new to this, so hopefully I do it right. Alright, for my degreasing agents, just going to use some Dawn dish soap and some just all natural degreaser. Just going to put a little bit of soap in here. A little bit of spray. I'm going to put it for 30 minutes. That should do the trick. Alright, I let it go for about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. It worked a lot better than I thought it would. Checked on it a few times, kind of scuffed up some rough spots. It got in those holes really good, and yeah, I'm really happy with this thing, and I'll be using it a lot in my future videos to clean up parts. Yeah, real happy with that. Pretty sweet. Alright, it is the next day, and I already scuffed up the aluminum here with some Scotch-Brite, just off camera so the video's not a super long one. And I'm going to use some All aluminum polish like always, and microfiber towel. Now, as always, I'm just gonna wipe off the residue with a clean microfiber towel. Pretty shiny right there. That turned out real good. Sweet. Now the next step is to press in the bearings. Alright, just had the heat gun running inside here for a little bit. It's always good to warm up your base that you're putting the bearings into, and put the bearings in the freezer just so that cold shrinks and the hot expands, so the bearings just slide in easier. So I'm going to heat it up with the torch a little bit too, just get it a little warmer so it works smoother. Then we'll see how that goes. Alright, well that's nice and warm, so just get the first bearing out here. Always put the lettering on the outside. See the little numbers there. And I like to use the old bearing to tap it in. I was just about to say, don't let the bearing that you're pushing in go too far, or it's going to get stuck. So that's exactly what happened. Alright, after a little trial and error, I just got a big pliers, just twisted it out, but now I gotta try to find a socket or something that'll get it the rest of the way. Alright, so as you guys can see, I got the bearing in. Didn't really film that because didn't really know how it would turn out, but I just used a bearing like puller slide hammer attachment, and that fit in there pretty good. So now for the other side, same thing, just gonna get the cold bearing out and run the torch over it. Same thing, make sure the Numbers are on the outside. Oh, and I almost forgot. That would have been bad. I almost forgot this little collar. I've done that before and I don't want to do it again. It's not a fun experience, so never forget this. Put it inside there. And then put the bearing in. I'm gonna stop right there. As much fun as it was, try to figure out how to get the bearing out. I'd rather not do it again. Bigger hammer. Make sure that center piece is not jammed in there like it is right now. So you're gonna have to get it unstuck a little bit. Should have lined it up a little bit better. But yeah, that collar's a little bit out of place. Alright, so after about 30 minutes, me and my dad came in and helped me get that middle sleeve to play a little bit more nice with the bearings. So we got the bearings to turn again and pumped it full of grease. I'm gonna Scotch-Brite it again and polish it up. Alright, here's the seals, so I'll just kind of clean up here again and put the seals in. It's always really important to make sure your seals are greased so they don't start rubbing and they burn up. Just like that. Well, if you're only here to watch me get hurt, you might as well just subscribe because it happens quite a bit. There's a blood blister there, which happened a couple minutes ago, and then this one yesterday, so this should be pretty entertaining for you. There won't be a picture of this in the swing arm for a while because a few months ago I jumped my 400 off of a tabletop and broke the swing arm. So, well, another video down. It was a painful one, hopefully not for you, but for me it was. Took longer than I expected, but kind of like the result. I mean, everything's complete, and I mean, it's a pretty good transformation for such an old part. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting. Love hearing your feedback. The last video got 100 views in a week, and I was super stoked about that, so thanks for all the support. I have an Instagram and a Facebook. I post more stuff on Instagram than Facebook, but I'm trying to get into it more, and I'll try to put a video like right here-ish if I can get it to work, and that'll be my last one. You should check it out if you haven't seen it. Thanks for making it to the end of the video, and have a good day.